It is the race. It is a done deal. Uh, I don't really know what in the hell happened to. I have no clue what happened to McLaren. Like honestly, I have no clue what happened to McLaren. Big shout out to everybody tuning in. What about I, the race was it wasn't as eventful as I thought it would be. It was still good. There was a lot of things going on in the race, a lot of opportunity going on in the race, just not as crazy as I thought it was going to be. But I will say, where is the? I had more hope about Max Verstappen than than he accomplished. What happened to Max's back, y'all? What happened to Max's back? I mean, congrats, four-time champion. You finally equaled Sebastian Vettel and Red Bull. You finally have done that. Now you have to supersede that. But I'm just saying, everybody was hollering Max was back the last race when all the fugaziness happened. He wasn't even on podium today. He lost it. He got overtaken by Lewis Hamilton. He got overtaken by Carlos Sainz. Then he got overtaken by Charles Leclerc. So I don't want to hear anybody. And what I need to hear is, let's hear about a great drive from Lewis. No rain, no controversial weather or environment situations, all on merit, pulling up from 10 to podium second place. Not to mention, chomping away at the bit every lap on George Russell from like 15 seconds, whittling that down to 6 or 7 seconds. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? So I just want to know where all the phenomenal drives are going to be. Very fast race, Merc 1 and 2. That was cool today. Definitely cool, Galactus. Definitely cool. And Galactus putting his hat in there, putting his name in again for the Lewis Hamilton 3-time giveaway. Big shout out for that. Racer X210 set 7 fastest laps in this race. Bro, thank you. I'm just trying to figure it out. Where all the Max trolls going to be about that? Your boy was not even on podium. 5th place off podium. McLaren, I don't know what happened to them, but I got to hear this. I got to start hearing these kudos. Lewis Hamilton, no safety car, no red flag, no VSC, no yellows. I don't even think we had a yellow flag in this race. Lewis Hamilton goes from 10th to 2nd place on the podium and passes several drivers who we proclaim supposed to be better than him. George Russell was out there sweating. He was sweating like, yo, this dude is really coming. And I got to say this, DC with this commentary, these commentators with this commentary, you can't have it both ways. How in the hell are you going to say, yeah, George Russell, he's just teasing Lewis Hamilton to make him think he can win this race, and then he's just going to slam the door on him. But then you want to say, Lewis Hamilton, this phenomenal drive. Just listen, shut the hell up. Sometimes y'all just overtalk yourself and go back and forth like a dog chasing his tail. Russell is not teasing anybody. Lewis Hamilton is a phenomenal driver. He's a better driver than George Russell. He manages tires better than George Russell. Things do happen. And Russell has his days better than Lewis Hamilton on some days, but on if you want to go 100 GPs and you're going to ask me to pick a driver, it's going to be Lewis Hamilton. If you want to go 100 GPs, even out of Russell and Max Verstappen, it's going to be Max Verstappen. It's just the way it is. Mechanic says only if quality was good. Only if it was good, brother. Only if it was good. What's going on? And so I will say this. I will say this. I had done my predictions. And we will go over them. All right. So in my predictions, let's go over this before we talk a little bit more about some of these other things. So in my predictions, I had George Russell first. I indeed did get that right. All right. So I got George Russell right at first. All right, that's what I had. So I got George Russell right at first. Then let me get my red pen out. For second place, I had Lewis Hamilton. So I had hope in Lewis Hamilton that he would come up from his 10th position and claim second place. I didn't know if it would be enough laps in this race if he was going to do anything to make and claim first, but he was on his way. So I got that one right. I got Lewis Hamilton right. In third place, I had Max Verstappen. So I had some hope in Max Verstappen. Let me see. Galactus says Red Bull not fast anymore. 2025 Red Bull going to be slow. No, what's going to happen, Galactus, is other teams are going to catch up. Other teams are catching up. These other teams are getting stronger. I'm telling you, what did I say? What I'm already on record for saying it. Whether I'm right or not, as it happens, is another thing. Excuse me, the belch caught. But I told you all,
I think Max Verstappen will be a 4-time world champion, and I don't know if he wins any more than that. That is what I said. I said they have to beat what they've accomplished first, and that's 4 times of world champion. And he just now equals Sebastian Vettel, a 4-time world champion. Congratulations for that. But I did say I don't think they make it past that. I don't think they make it past that, but we'll see. Because this tells you a lot. Imagine if this were the situation at the beginning of the season. Max Verstappen is not a world champion. It's only because the front load of the 2023 car development coming into 2024 and McLaren not realizing that they were as good as they were earlier in the season, not prioritizing Lando Norris earlier in the season, is Max Verstappen able to come away with his 4th? Because he's not even on podium. He's not even on podium. So I'm just saying, people, I might be correct. I could be wrong. But it is what it is. I had Max Verstappen for 3rd. So evidently I had some hope, or I had some, positive feeling about his contribution, but I was wrong. He gets 5th place. So I got that wrong. Max Verstappen in 5th, not 3rd. The next place I had is Charles Leclerc in 4th. I got that right. Charles Leclerc is indeed in 4th place. So I got that one correct. After that, I had Carlos Sainz in 5th. I got that wrong. Carlos Sainz actually did better than Charles Leclerc, and he goes in to 3rd place. So salute to Ferrari, because I'm going to tell y'all something right now, man. Lewis is winning the championship in 2025 Trust. Now, see, that's what I'm about to talk about. That's what I'm about to say. I'm wondering if that is going to be the case, because for a minute, bro, I was thinking, where in the hell is Ferrari with all this? Ferrari had me a little bit shaky at first, because I was a little bit concerned, like, Ferrari is kind of, what's going on right now? What in the hell are they doing? I don't know if this is planned. I don't know if this is the way they were hoping on this to look. But Ferrari had me a little bit kind of concerned about what the hell was going on at first. Like, I was not very confident about this Ferrari drive. And then they came alive. Carlos passing Verstappen. Then Charles finally gets it together, and then he makes his pass on Verstappen. So that is what it is. So salute on that. I'm very, very glad that finally kind of came into play, because I'm not going to lie to you. For a minute, I did not think that they was going to make that happen. For a minute, I said, this does not look good for Ferrari. I'm not sure if Ferrari is going to pull this off, and it looked very shaky. So I'm just gonna say it like that. I'm still kind of questioning Ferrari and their abilities coming into the next season. That is what I'll say. Whether or not they actually make that happen or not, I don't know. Whether or not they actually pull everything together to build a championship winning car for Lewis Hamilton, I don't know. But I can say I was a bit concerned about what I was seeing. But maybe they will, and maybe that will happen. So as we keep going down, as I was saying, my next driver, I had Lando Norris in 6th place. This is my sheet. I got it right here. This is my sheet. I had Lando Norris in 6th place. I got that right. Okay. Piastri, even with having to go into the pits and serve a 5-second time penalty, I still have Piastri 7th, not overtaking Norris. I got that right. All right. So I'm doing better this time than I did last time. So in 8th place, I had Yuki Tsunoda. Racer X210 says Ferrari 2025 points away from constructor lead this season. They are. That is true. They are. And that says a lot about McLaren. So in 8th, I had Yuki. And Yuki just missed 8th by 1 position. But nevertheless, I got that wrong. So Yuki, I got wrong. I had Pierre Gasly in 9th. Pierre Gasly gets DNF'd. So effectively, I got that wrong. Galactus says Ferrari may beat McLaren and constructors too. Hey, they might. And I think, do we have another sprint race? I'm not sure if we got another sprint race, but I think we got another sprint race. In 10th position, in 10th position, I had Perez. I got that right. I'm not playing. No cap. In 10th position, I had Perez. I got that right. All right. So I got that right on Perez. I'm doing pretty good actually right now. So in 11th position, I had Hulkenberg Going down into 11th, I was wrong. Haas actually did better than I thought they were going to do. Hulkenberg actually comes in 8th place, so I got Hulkenberg wrong. In 12th place, I had Colapinto. I thought Colapinto would be in 12th place. I thought he would do a bit better than he did. He misses by 2 positions. He falls in the 14th. I got that wrong. In 13th, I had K-Mag. K-Mag does better by 1 position, goes up to 12th, and I got that. Really, he kind of stays at 12th because he started at 12. Got that wrong. In 14th, I had Liam Lawson in 14th. All right, I got Lim in 14th. He failed by 2 more positions. I got that wrong. So after the top 10, I'm kind of out of there on as far as positions are going. So then in 15th, I had Ocon. Ocon misses by 2 positions down. I got that wrong. And then you also got to take into account the DNF, so maybe a little bit of situation with the DNFs. I might have been there. In 16th, well, who do I have in 16th? Let me see, 15th, 16th. 16th, I had Alexander Albon. I had Albon in 16th. I got that wrong because he DNFs. In 17th, I had Alonso. Alonso does way better, moves up to 11th, surprisingly, by Aston Martin. In 18th, I had Lance Stroll, and Lance Stroll does better by 3 more positions. A little bit surprising that because he's ass. Valtteri Bottas, I had 19th. He does better by 1 more position. And then in 20th, I had 20th position, I had Zhou. And Zhou does far better than that, going up to 13th. So back half of the grid, I got wrong. Now let's talk about some of these other things that are happening right here. All right, so let me see what y'all saying in the super chats. Let me check these super chats out. Do not forget, all your super chats are going toward you to be able to have your opportunity for the giveaway that I will be spinning for in Abu Dhabi. So let's see what y'all are saying. Galactus says, Lewis Hamilton showed folks he's not slow. 2025. Thank you. So for everybody that said Lewis Hamilton is washed, suck balls. Suck balls. That's all I got to say. You keep talking about this dude is washed. How can he do these things in a lackluster car, although very, very in different form here in this circuit in these conditions, and do what he just did? If there probably had been another 5 laps, Lewis Hamilton probably wins this race. And that's if was liquor, we'd all be drunk. If was a 5th, we'd all be drunk. But that's not the case. But the point and the fact is, Lewis Hamilton was coming for George Russell at the end of this race. Coming for George Russell. Like literally chopping away at the bit. So you need to pump your brakes on all this he wash crap. It's looking a bit more positive for Ferrari in 2025. Ferrari doubling up 3 and 4, 1 car on podium, 1 car off. Charles Leclerc. Now I got to say this, and I just got to keep it 100 with you. I just got to keep it a buck with y'all. I'm not sold on Charles Leclerc after this performance. I'm just not sold on him. Okay? He took far longer to get by Max Verstappen than Carlos. And then he never makes it happen, falls off podium, 4th to Sainz. I just got to say, I understand. Xtrax 38 says, Lewis, driver of the day. Salute to that. Salute to that. Lewis Hamilton, driver of the day. He completely earned it. Completely earned it. But what's funny is I don't hear nearly the amount of talk that we would have heard if it was Max Verstappen doing the same thing. Why don't we hear a lot of talk about Max Verstappen and Red Bull were unable to hold the position? Max Verstappen and Red Bull got overtaken. Max Verstappen got overtaken by Lewis Hamilton, overtaken by Sainz, overtaken by Charles much later. And like I was saying about Charles Leclerc, I'm still a bit not completely sold on Charles Leclerc's ability. I'm just not. Now, I did say with the combination and the learning of Lewis Hamilton, maybe he changes his form into a better driver. But I just got to say this, y'all, and let's keep it a buck. Right now, Sainz is the better driver. Sainz is the better driver. Let's just tell it like it is. Sainz didn't waste any time getting by Max. It took Charles Leclerc several other laps to try to get by Max. Like he just couldn't figure the puzzle out. Carlos is the better driver right now today. Uno in the super chat says, greetings, twin and fam. Lewis by 8 times, 2025, Max not. Hey, I can't. I'm telling you right now, I think you're not wrong by saying that. You're not wrong by saying that, but I can say this. I'm going to stay true to this. I need to see Ferrari finish out the rest of the season like this or better. I need to see this or better. Podiums for the rest of the season or better, double podiums. I just need to see that for them because they've done it. They've taken us up, they dropped us off. They've taken us up, they dropped us off. So there's been a lot of opportunity for Ferrari to prove more to us that they can't be consistent enough to take out a driver's championship, constructor's championship, possibly because both drivers are adding points while Perez, 10th place, Max up in 5th. There's just a big gap between Red Bull's contribution of points for the constructor's championship. Also, both drivers, it's almost kind of like they're parallel except for their skill and their talent. Max Verstappen is a better driver than Perez. Perez doesn't do well with a pointier car. So Max Verstappen is 5th. He's not, I'm going to make the chart again, and you're going to see that this is the case with Max Verstappen. Right here, Lewis was putting in quality laps after lap. DG Big Blue. Lewis Hamilton was doing his damn thing, bro. Lewis Hamilton was doing his damn thing, bro. Like, they're going to have to give it up to Lewis Hamilton, brother. You got to give it up to Lewis Hamilton, man. Lewis Hamilton was out there cranking it, bro. He was out there absolutely cranking it. And I don't know how people want to consistently keep trying to talk about this Lewis Hamilton wash thing. I have no clue where they get that from and how they want to keep trying to mount this campaign that Lewis Hamilton needs to retire after he does things like that. I don't know where you come with that. I just don't even know how you make that a thing anymore. Like, you should probably start. And how about that? Still Lewis Hamilton congratulating Max Verstappen for winning the championship. I mean, come on, man. Come on. That's the type of guy he is. That's the type of dude he is. And people got to give that up. Matter of fact, let's just bring the graph up. Let's just bring it up. Might as well bring it up. I'm just keeping it up. We might as well bring this up. Terry Crews doing the closing race commentation and interviews is kind of funny. I hope he doesn't do the whole chest peck moving thing. Where is this file at so we can bring this on screen? Because people need to see this right now. Here we go right here. Yes, it is. Bow. So here we go right here. Here we go right here. We about to bring this in right now. All right, so here it is. Max Verstappen. So if it was not for the Fugazi race in Brazil, Max Verstappen likely is sitting at another 5th or 6th place. So keep that in mind, people. Keep that in mind. Racer X210 on the Super Chat says Ferrari made a mistake on letting Carlos go. Charles fumbled it early. Carlos and Hamilton, multiple 1 and 2 finishes. I do think, Racer X210, bro, I'm feeling you on that. I'm completely feeling you on that. I honestly think that is more of the case. What is this? We got Maria Duncan in the house. Galactus says Merck should have double stacked at the first pit. Lewis Hamilton. Galactus, they're not going to do that. You want to know why? They're not going to do it because they don't have any favor for Lewis. They don't have any favor for Lewis. They're clearly all about who their next driver is going to be, lead driver next season. Maria Duncan says Lewis had an epic race and showed why he is the GOAT. Had he qualified higher, he would have had Woody before the end of the race. Now, Maria Duncan, I'm going to tell you this. I honestly think without that mistake, Lewis Hamilton could have grabbed pole position. He made 2 critical errors, fault of his own. It is what it is, but he could have grabbed pole. Everybody doing super chats right now is putting their name in to possibly win this Lewis Hamilton, actually 4-time giveaway. It is going to be a Wolfpack drawstring bag, Wolfpack keychain, Lewis Hamilton collector's item, and Lewis Hamilton diecast car, because we are hoping to find the Ferrari diecast car. I'm going to have all kind of packages next season. So, yeah, also, let's talk about some other drivers. Let's talk about some other things because Charles is what it is. Ferrari have made their decision. So now Charles has got to hold it up because Carlos is going to Williams. Williams just not looking in good form in this race. No car in the points. Again, Haas pulling cars in the points. As we come over here, Colapinto, it outperforms Albon because of the DNF. Gasly, I didn't have any real hopes for Gasly. I thought he would stay top 10. I think what happened with Alpine? Alpine is a damn nightmare right now. Alpine is absolutely a nightmare. What happened with the whole situation with boxing Ocon and then nobody being there for him to box too? What is Alpine doing? I'm not even mad. I know Ocon has got to be glad. Like, I'm glad I'm out of here. I'm glad I'm out of here. I'm glad I'm off somewhere else, going to do something else. I don't know if Alpine get it together effectively, but right now, this what Alpine is doing does not look good. I wouldn't be happy to be in that situation, and I'm hoping that He's not happy to going to be in that situation. Gabriel Sanchez says, blessing and happy holiday to everyone. Gabriel, what's going on, man? What holiday is it, brother? What's today's holiday? Somebody clue me in. Gabriel said happy holiday, so I'm trying to figure out what kind of holiday we got going, man. Let me know, because I wasn't clear it was a holiday, man. What kind of holiday is it? Just keep me informed. Keep me informed. And I'm telling you, how in the hell was Max Verstappen your introduction in the Formula One, bro? That's crazy for him to say. I think he's lying. Did Terry Crews just lie on worldwide television? Yeah, I think he just did. I think he just lied. I think that was all cap, for real. But anyway, I will also talk about Zhou and Valtteri do not manage to make it happen before the end of this race. Kickstarter F1, 0 points again. No points at all. Are they going to go a complete season and a team that doesn't score any points? That's what it looks like. It looks exactly like that's what they're going to do, and that's going to be an indictment on themselves. And I don't care what anybody says. Audi's coming in. They're not worried about it. Yo, there might be another team coming in 2026 as well. There's possibly going to be another team coming in 2026. I don't know if you saw the rumors or some of the posts, but Andretti and Cadillac look like they might actually be set to make some things happen. Alpine shaky. Maybe Formula One is starting to think, maybe, man, some of these teams that we kind of trust in to be in here not looking so hot. We might need to get another team in here because one of these two teams might not make it. And I'm going to tell you, one of those teams actually picked up and trying to change their form, and that's Haas. They've been in the points more. They've had double cars in points more. So Haas is trying to make a strong case that, yo, we are here. We deserve to be here. We don't need to go anywhere. If anybody needs to go anywhere, it needs to be a team that demoted themselves from being a worse team to a customer team, a team that has collected an abundant amount of money and done probably the very least with it, a team who can't hold together their organizational and key figures in place nor hire the right people, a team who put two drivers together who completely everybody knew on the grid and back in karting was not going to work well together, and then a team who technically has done very little with probably what they should have done more with. So Alpine is not looking to me the best there. So if you get Cadillac, you get Andretti in, they prove to be a better commodity. Maybe Alpine continues to wither off, and maybe then we're back to 10 teams on the grid. We'll see what happens. But, you know, who knows? Galactus, 11 teams on the grid. Galactus says 10 teams. Galactus says Yuki cooking, Franco wreck, Carr, Williams, so sad. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. Yuki, big time in points again. How about Yuki in points again, y'all? How about giving Yuki his flowers while Liam Lawson came in 16th? Yuki has to stop being disrespected. They got to stop disrespecting Yuki. They got to start giving Yuki his credit. They got to start giving Yuki his flowers. They need to go ahead and give Yuki the opportunity in that Red Bull seat. Because right now, Perez is in 10th. Yuki beat Perez. In the junior team car. I mean, what are we talking about right now? Yuki beat Perez in the junior car. What are we talking about right now? If we hear any more talks about anybody else, especially finishing out the season, because Liam Lawson's not going to catch Yuki right now in points, like I said. If Liam Lawson would have came in when he came in and then superseded Yuki with points in less amount of time, I would have been about, hey, Lim probably earned a little bit of favor here. But that's not the case. Yuki has been doing and chopping at the bit for this team and collecting points for this team. He's went against all the naysayers. People have disrespected him by saying other drivers need a better opportunity than him with doing less. Yuki needs an opportunity in the Red Bull seat. And I'm telling you, the reason why some of this probably won't happen is Red Bull don't want to put a driver who might be at risk of Max Verstappen's emotional and mental stability. They do not want to put a driver next to Max Verstappen that will completely try to rival him, not adhere to team orders by taking the back seat of being second is the best that I'm going to be in this team. I just don't see them doing that. And I'm telling you, I don't think Yuki's a better driver than Max Verstappen. But we don't know completely what Yuki can do in a Red Bull car until we put him in a Red Bull car. So his potential in that capacity is undiscovered. And I would like to discover it. I would like to actually know what he could do in there. Now, let's talk about McLaren because this is sad. It's ultimately horrible and it's sad. McLaren have disappeared into the wake of the abyss of you're just out of here. Yes, Lando Norris picked up that point, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Where the hell were you? Where was McLaren in all of this race? Yes, in the top 10. Yes, 2 cars and points. But in comparison to what McLaren should have been, this is not it. It's like they just completely lost their will to fight anymore. It's like they realized we completely made an idiotic mistake when we could have capitalized on several situations and put ourselves not only in championship constructor contention, but driver championship contentions, and we failed at that. We failed at that. We showed up earlier in the season than we showed up the last couple of seasons. In the last couple of seasons, we waited until more than half the season was over to come alive. This season, we come alive in the top part of the season and mount an attack, and we don't even realize how good we are. McLaren were the varsity team of Kick Sauber. We really didn't hear about them aside from Pia's 5-second penalty. Gregory Williams in the Super Chat, Sir Lewis Hamilton, driver of the day. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Sir Lewis Hamilton, driver of the day. Better get your hat in for the Lewis Hamilton winter pack. You better get it in. So, yeah, I'm not impressed by McLaren. Although Maria Duncan right here having the papaya-colored super chat, I know she's not impressed with McLaren. I know probably she doesn't feel so great about Lando and maybe some of his verbiage and the things he's done leading up. Remember what Lando said? You had the fastest car. Well, Lando, you had the fastest car. And, brother, this is an indictment on you. I'm just keeping it a buck with you, Lando. This is an indictment on you, bro. Your performance today is completely and utterly an indictment on your ability as a driver in a championship winning car. I'm just going to tell it like it is. This Cat Rock says McLaren shot themselves in the foot. Prioritizing Piastri. That's what we're talking about. P&P. PPP plan. Yeah, they did prioritize. You know what? Was it necessarily a prioritizing, or was it leaving the door open to see if Oscar is really going to be the driver we need to have going forward? Like, what happens next season? What happens next season if Oscar Piastri completely evolves as a better driver? What if he improves himself? What if in the beginning of 2025, you have Oscar Piastri with 2 race wins while Lando Norris doesn't have any? Does McLaren decide we're putting our chips behind Piastri going forward for the future? Lando's had his opportunity to prove to us what he can and what he can't do. And right now, Oscar Piastri is an unknown, but he's a good opportunity. He is a known, but his potential to be even better with more support and more of our confidence behind him, can he do? Spider35 says Vegas low-key top 3 racetracks past 2 years. Yo, I'm with that. Matter of fact, let's poll that. Let's put that up as a poll. That is a good one. All right, there we go. Poll in the chat. Don't dance on it, vote on it, but it is early in the morning. Strip clubs are still open, so dance on it if you want to. Yeah, I'm with that. Low key, I don't even think it's low key, Spider. I think it's a fact. I think it is. Vegas is a good circuit. Now think about this. Yes, we didn't have any yellow flags. We didn't have any red flags. We didn't have any safety car. We didn't have the VSC. We had a race with 3 cars going wide. There were 3 cars at one point in time kind of wide going through a turn. We had pit stop strategies had to be in play. These teams had to work. The strategists had to work. The mechanics had to work. Pit stops had to be in play. There was no getting through this race with 1 or 2. Like, pit stops needed to be in play. The circuit is fast enough to give us passes. The turns are good enough to be a challenge with cars coming through, but obtainable and doable. I think that Vegas circuit is a top 3 track. I was wrong when they first launched this. I thought when I first looked visually at this pig, because the track looks like a pig, oink, oink, I wasn't really impressed. But when we had the first race, I was like, yo, this track was better than I thought. Then being at the Las Vegas GP, which I got some people out there now, they are in awe of what they can do. The food is good. The spectacles are good. The attractions around are good. The hotels, to a degree, are nice, especially the main ones. Vegas overall might be one of the best events in Formula One going forward. Just keeping it a buck. Just keeping it a buck. All right, so then let's go right here. We got Lance Stroll and Alonso. Alonso falling just one short of getting into the points, and Lance Stroll showing us that the driver he is, he's ass. And I'm going to keep saying it. Lance Stroll is ass, and for Lance Stroll to keep holding this seat, I don't care what you say. I don't care. I know his dad owns the team. I know he can pay for him to be a Formula One driver. I know he does what he wants to do. La da 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 da. But I gotta say this: it's gonna be horrible for you in historical content. Historical content. Historians are gonna look back and they're gonna say, Lawrence Stroll, while having all the ingredients to make not only a championship team, but maybe possibly get a driver who is regarded as a great driver in Alonso, which I'm not sure if I completely regard Alonso as great, but as a great driver, didn't do what really needed to be done. A businessman who failed to make good business decisions. He kept an employee who shows up late to work. He kept an employee who has insubordination. He kept an employee who just outright can't do the job as good as it needs to be done, just in all of the sake to say, I got my son a Formula One car. That's it. And it looks bad. Gregory Williams in the Super Chat says, Vegas is a perfect venue for Formula One. I loved all the fast-paced passing, too. I do, too, man. I do, too. I agree with you. And we got Stealth Bomber in the Super Chats. Big shout out to Stealth Bomber. Big shout out to Gregory Williams. Y'all just put y'all name in the hat for the giveaway. Big shout out to you. Russell earned a bit of respect. Oh, I think you meant to say, Russell earned a bit of respect today. He didn't choke. Well played. Hey, let's keep that real. Russell earned some respect. Russell earned his position in qualifying. Russell had pole position, started the race, and didn't lose it like some people we know, Lando Norris. He held pole position, and he won and converted pole into podium, which is one of the shirts I have. Go to wolfpackperformance.net, grab you one of these shirts, grab you a hat, grab you a pole into podium, a podium into pole shirt, and, just represent the brand. Represent. Grab you a purple sector shirt, living our best life. wolfpackperformance.net, all right? So, Russell did do what needed to be done. Russell exactly did what you should do when you get pole position. And that's it. I'm not going to bring no ifs into that. He did what needed to be done, and he got his race win. I think that's 2 wins for each driver. So even by the end of the season, me and Mechanic Mercedes, my brother, we had that bet, 12 wins. They just didn't reach that. So I think that's 4 wins between 2 drivers, and likely looking at I know Lewis Hamilton was looking like I might can get this by the end of this race. Gabriel Sanchez says McDonald's prove Lando is a kid meal. I hope Ferrari pulls the rug out on them. Side note, does Lewis show up at the Broncos game in Vegas? Yeah, I'm still trying to think about, should I play the Broncos defense against Vegas? I think I'm going to do that. Lewis Hamilton getting on podium, no matter what happens. You know what? I'm about to do it right now. I'm about to show you. I'm about to pull up my fantasy right now. And because Lewis Hamilton is on podium and he is a part owner of the Denver Broncos, I'm going to put the Denver Broncos in for my defense. I'm doing it right now. There we go. Denver Broncos in for my defense right here. There we go. Denver Broncos. Got him in right there for my defense. So hopefully they pull off some good points, okay? Because I put him in. Hopefully they pull off some good points. All right, so right here we got a Condu, 27 months of a member. McLaren can't get behind one driver who's closer to the title. Lewis may be their last champ. Toto told Lewis in quali, what you thought this was. Right, they wasn't going to give Lewis Hamilton the favor in qualifying. Let's just keep it a buck. That was not going to happen at all. Uno says Lewis set another podium record. And that is true. Lewis did set another podium record. Uno, big shout out for making that a mention, bro. That is another podium. He still leads he leads in that anyway. But you are exactly right. Lewis set a podium record. He added to his podium record. Let's say that he increased the podium record for sure. I don't think, is that like 106? What is that? How many podiums is that? I need to see how many podiums that is. Is it 106 or something like? It's up there. It's a lot. He's got a lot of podiums on his belt, like straight up, without a doubt, without a doubt. So as we look through the rest of these teams, as we see right here, Hulkenberg, K-Mag is going to be gone next season anyway. Lim Lawson falls short. Yuki gets into the points again over Perez. McLaren lightweight disappear in the middle of the pack. Didn't do what needed to be done to try to keep this supposed drivers' championship battle going. And Mercedes coming away with a double podium is probably a phenomenal day for them. Good to see Ferrari on podium by Sainz, although not by Charles. Ferrari still mounting the campaign moving forward to make me a believer that they can actually appreciate all the love in the chat, y'all. All the love in the chat. Appreciate all the emojis, all the love in the chat. Let me give y'all some of our custom emojis. We're going to do 44 for Ferrari in 2025. How about that? 44 for Ferrari in 2025. That's what we talking about. McLaren turned into a damn ghost. They turned into a ghost today. That's what I'm putting up for them. A damn ghost. That's exactly what they turned into. So it is what it is in that sense. Insure Frames checking in. Yo, Insure Frames, did you sign for your card, bro? Did you go and pick your card up at the post office because you kept saying that you wasn't there to sign for it? And I'm telling you, got to be there to sign for it. And remember, I'm telling everybody this. I don't know if Insure Frames ended up signing for his card. If they end up sending me that card back, okay? If they end up sending me that card back, this is what's going to happen. That card will be added to this giveaway, which make it a 5-part giveaway. That means whoever wins this giveaway is going to win 2 Lewis Hamilton collector item cards, a die-cast card, a Wolfpack keychain, and a drawstring bag. So if Insure Frames doesn't pick up that card and it gets sent back for me, the giveaway just got bigger. But hopefully he does sign for it. Insure Frames says max 4 times. Bravo to Lewis Hamilton's drive today. Much love to everyone. Big shout out to Insure Frames. Appreciate you much, man. I didn't even know you would be up, brother. I'm surprised some of y'all are even up this early in the morning to watch that race. Big shout out to all the Formula One die-hard people watching the race. Spider35 says McLaren don't even deserve constructors. Ferrari is looking good for next season. With Lewis input, they will be there. They will be the team to beat in 2025. Lewis Hamilton, 44, 8-time world driving champion. Yo, you know we got to poll this, right? You know we got to poll this. You know we got to turn this into a poll. 93% of y'all said Vegas is on point. Now I got to poll this to see how many of you all actually believe this or how many of y'all behind this. All right. Now I'm going to put it in here. Do you think LH for 8-time? Let's see what y'all, I got to see how many of y'all actually believe that. How many of y'all actually believe Lewis Hamilton will be 8-time world champion with Ferrari in 2025? All right. How many of y'all actually believe that? That's what I got. That is what I would like to know. How many of y'all believe that? And did Insurance Frame answer that question? Did he actually end up getting his card? I'm going to check the tracking on that. I'm going to actually check tracking to see if he ended up getting it or is it being sent back to me. But if so, y'all are going to get a bigger giveaway package. Let's see what those points are, though, for the results for the Constructors' Championship by team. Right now, Ferrari, y'all. It's not a big margin. It's only 24 points for Ferrari to get the Constructors' Championship, yo. It's only 24 points. 24 points, and they got 2 races left. We still got Qatar, and we got AD. It is possible. It is possible, people. It's possible that we could be taking Ferrari and moving them here and moving McLaren down. It is highly possible that might be happening. Ferrari might move up and take the Constructors' Championship, which that'll be phenomenal for Ferrari to take a championship in the Constructors. That's an accomplishment, especially if they finish the rest of the season out strong. Podiums, double podiums. I need to see them on podiums or double podiums, okay? I need to see them there. I don't need to see a Ferrari off podium. I need to see them on podium or double podium. But Ferrari is mounting a pretty good campaign to say, hey, we going to make 2025 a special season. So that is what it is. Plenty of things to take away in this race that was pretty damn good and pretty damn special. How do the rest of you all feel about moving forward? Do you think that McLaren kind of returned back to the form that they've had majority of the season? Or are you seeing that Ferrari is going to make this a Ferrari closing out show, preface of what we could see in 2025 when Lewis Hamilton joins the team. 100% say yes. Damn. Wow. 42 votes, and we got 0 for no. That's crazy nice. 42 votes, people. 42 votes. 42 people said yes. Yo, I ain't mad at that. That's a buck. I ain't mad at that at all. I'm here for it. I'm here to see it. So listen, it's early in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Go and get you some pancakes. Go and get you some coffee. Matter of fact, maybe go get you some little sleep. I'm probably about to do some reps of bench press, get the blood pumping, and maybe I might take a nap. Maybe it's hard for me to go to sleep by this time because typically I wake up about this time anyway. I'm up usually about this time. This cat rock says, "With the Lou for Lewis, oh, he will do it." Oh, you think so? He thinks. Damn, y'all really think Lewis gonna pull that thing out? I feel like we all should be going to breakfast together to have this conversation. This conversation get crazy in the IHOP right now. We had this conversation at IHOP. People going crazy. People are going absolute crazy. Big shout out to this cat rocks. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I do want it to happen. I would like for it to happen for Lewis, especially since he got robbed. I'm just not sure it can happen. That's all I'm saying. I don't know if I trust Ferrari. I completely trust Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton, I trust. I just need to have the trust in Ferrari that they can actually mount a campaign, develop consistently through the year, have good strategy. Lewis Hamilton is not the problem for me. That's a bunch of other bozos that feel Lewis Hamilton is washed. That's not the case. Gregory Williams says, I couldn't believe there were fans saying Sir Lewis Hamilton. I know that's what I was just saying, bro. It was fan. Listen, you want to know something? Let me tell y'all something. It's content creators out there that like to play devil's advocate and have called Lewis Hamilton washed star that he may not be what he is. I don't know how you say that if you've watched Lewis Hamilton perform in a car that is absolutely crap. I don't know how you say that if you watch Lewis Hamilton when adverse situations happen and he improves his position. Drivers make mistakes. We've seen Max make mistakes. We've seen Alonso make mistakes. We've seen Charles kill cars. This notion that Lewis Hamilton is washed and he needs to retire is only fear of Lewis Hamilton putting a record so far out of reach that probably a Formula One driver won't be able to reach it for the next 20 years. If Lewis Hamilton gets an 8 world driving title, you can probably be sure that there's going to be 30 years before we see a driver probably even reach that. Because honestly, I don't think Max reaches 8. And right now he's at 4. And Max keeps hinting and telling people that he's not going to be driving in Formula One or maybe even racing till he's 40. And with the amount of competition that is also coming into Formula One, with the competition that is also improving in Formula One, with Red Bull who have a history of only getting 4 and not getting more, it's more likely than not that Max Verstappen doesn't reach 6 championships. And if he does that, that's still great. He's still going to be like, if Max Verstappen reaches 6 championships, he's great at that point in time. He's a great driver. I mean, he's a great driver if he does it outside of all the cheating, because a lot of people, 2021, you can't count. You count it as a numerical, mathematical value, but you don't count it for real. That was a fouled up situation. Then the cost cap. So, I mean, this championship, and then, damn, you know what? It's kind of hard because even this season, they were cheating with asymmetric braking and a bunch of other little stuff. But still, you know, it's kind of crazy a little bit. I will say that. I'm going to leave that for another video. Spider35 says, Lewis did this without a safety car or red flag, just skill. Thank you. That's what I was saying, Spider. Lewis Hamilton did what he did today on podium from 10th place, passing Max Verstappen on straight skill and ability with a decent car within the circumstances underneath him. So, yeah, Lewis Hamilton is not the issue. Now, I will tell you that Valtteri, I don't know what happens with him, but maybe his career gets revitalized. Maybe Valtteri's career gets not revitalized in the sense that he's going to come back and be a champion or anything like that, like to be a champion at all. But maybe his contribution to a team who is in position to maximize his contribution is better. Maybe that happens. Maybe Antonelli is not everything that Mercedes want him to be because Lewis Hamilton's walking out the door and Toto Wolff feels like he missed the boat on Max Verstappen. And maybe Valtteri has to come back and sit in the number 2 seat behind George Russell. Now, I will tell you, we've seen George Russell slap the helmet of Valtteri, and we've seen those two collide on track. So I don't know what that looks like as far as them being teammates. But I do trust that Valtteri can conduct himself in such a way that it doesn't become toxic. I don't trust George Russell for that. So I will say that. I don't trust him for that. So anyway, Pia and Norris, I really am disappointed in McLaren. I am. I'm disappointed in McLaren. I'm disappointed in them multiple times throughout the season, and I'm disappointed for what they have failed to do in a situation where they could have done a lot. Maria Duncan says Lewis hasn't reached his shelf life, but Toto has. Ha ha! Oh my goodness. Maria Duncan with all the smoke. Yeah, Lewis Hamilton hasn't reached his shelf life yet. Toto may have. Like Bill Belichick. Like I was saying, Bill Belichick, hey, he tried to get Tom Brady out of there too soon, saying Tom was done. He wasn't going to be able to take them to the Super Bowl anymore. We got to get rid of him earlier than later because he's going to be washed up. The washed goat, as they called him. And Tom Brady went to Tampa Bay, changed the organization, changed the culture of that team during a bye break, and won a Super Bowl. Bill Belichick hadn't won anything. He's out of the league. Bill Belichick hasn't won anything after Tom Brady's departure, which Tom Brady and Lewis Hamilton have a relationship. And since then, Bill Belichick has found himself out of a job. Whether he gets another job or not, I don't know. But I know Tom Brady went to another team that was losing, that hadn't won a Super Bowl in over close to, I think it was 10 years or more. Yeah, it's more than 10 years, actually. And I think it's more than 10 years. That's my team too, Tampa Bay. And they won a Super Bowl because of the catalyst of Tom Brady. And that is what Lewis Hamilton can bring to Ferrari. Lewis Hamilton is going to change the culture a bit at Ferrari. I don't know how much because Ferrari's culture is deeply rooted, but I think Ferrari have shown that they're willing to make some changes because they realize doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again has not been working. And so I think they will be open to the changes of Lewis Hamilton. Now, what I discredit Ferrari for is not winning the Adrian Newey sweepstakes. And I know a lot of people say, oh, Adrian Newey, he ain't this. No, Adrian Newey's a phenomenal. He's going to be a legendary engineer. He's a legendary car designer, period. And I do believe Adrian Newey at Ferrari designing the next Ferrari would have been far better and would have been a better machine. And I don't care if you would have had to give that man a little bit of Ferrari, you should have done it. Because giving Adrian Newey a little bit of Ferrari with the catalyst of Lewis Hamilton, you are looking at championships. You're looking at championships. That's what you was looking at. Chips, plural. And now you're looking decent, but you're not looking as strong as if you would have had that. And I will say this, think about it. Adrian Newey's car was strong enough before he left to keep Max Verstappen wavering in championship contention. Max Verstappen hasn't been great since Adrian Newey left. The car hasn't been the most dominant since Adrian. It's still the second fastest car, but we saw when Adrian Newey departed, we saw that his touch on Red Bull was real. And his touch in Aston Martin will be real. I just don't know how realized it will be. But his touch on Ferrari with a team competing like this could be crazy. Now, I do know Aston Martin have a shit ton of parts coming in, but, it's a lot of stuff to make a good cake, and they ain't making good cakes now, so we'll see what happens. But it is what it is. Big shout out to you all checking in with me this morning. Big shout out to y'all in the live chat. Big shout out to y'all in the super chat, putting your name in the hat for the Lewis Hamilton giveaway. All super chats, as many super chats as you do will go toward this giveaway. Everybody like Maria Duncan has her name in here several times in this live chat. Paul, Uno, Gregory Williams, Galacticus, all of y'all got your name in here for this super chat. So we going crazy. We're going to go crazy with it. But it is what it is. We saw what happened here. I will show the graphic again. Yo, salute. Hey, Max, congratulations on your 4th title. But, Max has not been Super Max for a long time, and he better be glad that he front-loaded the hell out of this season, or he would not be a driver's champion, for real.
the front load of this season was crazy for him because the back, these 15 races ain't great. That's not great. And he's off podium again today. So we will see what happens. Big shout out to everybody. I'm hoping that you all have a safe Sunday. It is some football time to be watched. I am going to go get myself prepared, and we might do another live today. So with that being said, you already know what's up. I'm Jay from Wolfpack Performance, and guess what? I am out. Peace.